Hello and welcome to this quick revision guide for psychology. So this revision guide is part of a set of videos that are designed to help you revise, recap and review the core ideas of using GRAVEDS when you are evaluating in psychology. So GRAVEDS will help you in your studies to evaluate those. It will help in your evaluation of psychological research methods. But please do remember that GRAVEDS is not used to evaluate any of the theories in psychology. So just use your GRAVEDS points to help with identifying the strengths and weaknesses of your core studies and methods. So this short revision guide, we are going to be looking at the use of different sampling techniques. So when we're looking at the sampling technique used within a particular study, we need to consider whether the way in which the participants were gathered raises any issues with the nature of the participants who are likely to be in the study taking part in the research. So, for example, this includes considerations of the strengths and weaknesses for volunteer sampling, opportunity sampling, stratified sampling and the process of random sampling in order for researchers to gather the individuals who take part in their research study. So, for example, in Zimbardo's prison study, the participants were student volunteers who were actually paid to take part in the study. Now, this is a study of conformity and compliance. Therefore, the way in which the participants were gathered may well have an impact on the findings of this particular study. Volunteers are often thought to be more compliant and more determined to finish a study or to do well in a particular study. So it is possible that the student participants who volunteered for Zimbardo may well be more geared towards following the rules, wanted to be more productive as prisoners or guards, and wanted to sort of show themselves in good favour to Zimbardo. So that may well have skewed his data around the levels of conformity that he found in the prison study. We also have the example of Capafon's study of the use of systematic desensitisation for a fear of flying. So the participants here were actively seeking treatment for their phobia of flying. And by sampling this particular group, there is an element of opportunity sampling. They obviously had to have a phobia of flying to take part, but they volunteered to be part of this particular study. Unlike Zimbardo, that doesn't necessarily cause a weakness in the findings of Capafon's, given that anyone who is serious about wanting to reduce their particular phobia is therefore going to be the kind of person who is seeking some form of treatment, in this case systematic desensitisation. So the sampling techniques used would not cause a particular problem with the results that systematic desensitisation was effective, given that anybody who is going for systematic desensitisation in real life would also be keen to take part and would have volunteered themselves into that particular therapy. So that brings you to the end of this quick revision guide about the use of GRAVEDS in the evaluation of studies and methods in psychology. It would probably be useful for you to take a moment to review your core studies, all the ones that you've learned about across your psychology course, and check that you're confident and happy with using the use of sampling techniques in the strengths and weaknesses that you have given for those studies. If you've not already done so, it would be useful to have a look at any of the remaining videos that you've not yet seen to recap the remainder of GRAVEDS.